then spring the trap. You'll know when. You'll probably have a courser escort. You'll have to take him down. You've done it before, but it'll still be dangerous.
Is all this really worth it?
We can't afford to sacrifice Stockton and the synths. There's just too few of us left. And we can't relocate them without compromising your cover. It's a risk, but it's one we have to take. So get it done.
Diamond City thinks it's got a lock on trade in the Commonwealth, but watch out for Bunker Hill. I wonder who or what they're protecting against.
I've been waiting for you.
So, what's our situation?
I assume you've been briefed? Our targets are inside, 4 synths under railroad protection. Majority of the settlement is uninvolved and are expected to run for cover. The situation appears to have escalated. A covert approach is likely impossible. We move in, secure the synths, and I relay out with them back to the Institute. Clear? The mission's parameters just changed. We go in shooting. Requesting backup relay now.
They're all over me!
That's it, huh?
What just happened?
Bunker Hill? This time.
Hostile sensor reading detected.
Who's there? What?
Is someone present?
By destroyed.
Human.
Combat subroutine. Eliminating all hostiles.
The Commonwealth is ours!
And here I was wanting to spend the day reading Proust. And then you had to ruin it.
Little baby scared? Oh!
Live to fight another day. And night.
Scanning.
Day.
Subject identified.
Reporting status. All functions normal. Greetings, ma'am.
Scanning unknown identity. Clearance confirmed.
Got it.
With skills like that, remind me to show you a couple places.
Sean?
You know, in all my years, I've never set foot outside the Institute. Not once. Since the day they brought me here. I've never had a reason. But now, this just confirms the truth I've always known. The Commonwealth is dead. There's no future here. The only hope for humanity lies below.
So why come out here?
To put things in perspective, I suppose. Standing here, I'm reminded of how fortunate I am that I was spared a life in this wasteland. I know that to you, I was kidnapped from that vault. In truth, the Institute rescued me. Both of us, really.
But why refreeze me?
As a failsafe, of course. I was the perfect candidate. An infant with uncorrupted DNA. But if something were to go wrong, if I died, well, the Institute realized a contingency plan was prudent. Another source of pre-war DNA, preferably related to their primary subject. It only made sense that my parents should fill that role. So you were kept alive and safe within the vault. I'll admit, when I had you released from Vault 111, I had no expectations that you'd survive out here in all this. To not only do so, but manage to find extraordinary.
Your unconditional love is overwhelming. I think...
I can accept that you're offended. You must understand, though. I have had no love to feel. Certainly it was no longer necessary to keep you.
Sure.
An experiment of sorts. Would the Commonwealth corrupt you? As it has it, perhaps most curious to me, would you...
Well, here I am. Was it worth it?
I believe so. Soon, I hope you'll understand. Everything I've done has been for the future. A future which I hope is not in jeopardy after recent events. Bunker Hill did not go well for us. Would you care to explain what happened?
We got our asses kicked. Does it matter how?
The chances of failing this mission were so astronomically low that yes, it does matter. Bunker Hill was to cement your place as a valuable asset to the Institute. It will now only raise suspicions. And to see the Brotherhood of Steel involved in this? They had no way of knowing what was going on. I will refrain from sharing the outcome with the Directorate for the moment. Things are already in motion that this would only derail. Speaking of which, it's time for you to become more involved in the future of the Institute. I'd like you to join me inside. The Directorate is meeting, and you should be there. I'll be waiting. I've seen enough. It's time to go back in.
If you require maintenance, please file a report with the Facilities Division.
Let's get this directorate meeting over with before we speak further. Well, it's important. Let's get this directorate meeting over with before we speak further. Well, it's important. Good, we're all here. I think it's time we begin.
Sir, excuse me, but what exactly is she doing here?
I will address that issue. But there are other subjects that require our attention first. The level of unrest in the Commonwealth continues to rise, as we're all aware. Your report.
All Institute facilities remain completely secure with the exception of one notable breach. Otherwise, internally, things are as tight as they've ever been. Dr. Ayo has been keeping an eye on things topside.
Yes, Watchers show no additional threats beyond those previously identified. We're still monitoring the increased activity around Fort Independence, but there are no immediate signs we should be concerned. Boston International Airport remains occupied, with Brotherhood presence noted at several other points throughout the Commonwealth. Intelligence suggests that this railroad continues to operate and is becoming more ambitious. SRB agents are monitoring all known situations, sir.
Very good, thank you. It's clear that our safety needs to be the primary concern going forward. To that end, where are we on Phase 3?
Sir, are you sure this is the time to be discussing it? Given, well, considering all parties present?
Ah, yes, that's true. Have you heard anything about Phase 3?
Of course.
Really? Well, there's no shame in being out of the loop, as it were. The project has been classified for quite a long time. Power is, as I'm sure you've seen above ground, a very valuable commodity. I'm not talking about some abstract concept of control. I mean real, tangible power. The kind that keeps the lights on. With every advance the Institute makes, our need for raw power increases. Many compromises and sacrifices have been made over the years to allow progress to continue.
What kind of compromises?
We have at times had to rely on drawing power from above-ground installations. It risks personnel and equipment, but no longer. Phase 3 is simply the activation of a nuclear reactor that can provide enough power to the Institute now and forever. It will ensure not just our survival, but our prosperity.
Sounds like an important step.
That's an understatement. The reactor is close to ready, but recent tests have determined we have a few tasks ahead of us. Thus, we come to Phase 3, and to how you will help.
Sir.
Yes, Dr. Ayo. Previously, we would rely on Kellogg for above-ground operations, yes? Well, he is gone. While I am not overly fond of putting my own mother in harm's way, she has proven more than capable of handling herself.
Yes, but...
This is not a matter for debate. Now, there is one more subject that requires discussion.
I don't know that this is the time.
Dr. Holdren, it is time. Please. As I'm sure several of you are already aware, I have been under Dr. Volkert's care for some time. I'm sorry, this is difficult for me. Our best efforts have failed. Every experimental treatment we could devise has been unsuccessful. I'm sorry to say I am dying.
What?
Please,
Can't be serious.
Everyone, please, I am sorry. This is not how I wanted to tell you, but we're running out of time.
There must be something we can do to help you.
The only thing that matters now is continuing the Institute's work. It will be all right. I assure you, we can talk more later. Right now, the future of the Institute is at stake. The Institute cannot survive without leadership. The Directorate must continue to govern with the best interest of all in mind. To that end, I am naming my mother as my successor.
Oh, boy.
You can't be serious!
Really?
Seems a poor choice.
How can you possibly justify this? She isn't one of us. She isn't even a scientist.
Ignoring your borderline, insubordinate tone, I will simply say this. The Institute has enough scientists. What it needs is a leader. I believe my mother has already proven herself more than capable in that regard. This will conclude this meeting. Thank you.
Unit B592 is undergoing the reclamation process as we speak. Before long, he'll be back in the workforce.
I often wonder what the Institute's founders would think of our accomplishments.
I had no idea.
I know this is... I'm sorry, Mother. I hope it wasn't too presumptuous.
What would it mean to be in charge?
Most divisions of the Institute are fairly autonomous, perfectly capable of functioning without intervention. Where those divisions interact, however, problems can arise. You'd lead the Directorate in setting policy, resolving disputes, and the like. There's no question that some of the Directorate and the Institute at large will need reassurances about your appointment. That's why I'd like you to take charge of this latest operation. Dr. Fillmore can fill you in on the details. There are hard decisions ahead for all of us, but for you especially. I know that you'll do the right thing.
Busy day for you, isn't it? Well, it's about to get busier. You're going to lead this operation, I'm told.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go over the details. Recent events have upset our timetable. Getting the reactor online has become our #1 priority. We're going to have to cut some corners. I'm not thrilled, but it means we'll need to rely on some pre-war tech. You're going to the mass fusion building to acquire a beryllium agitator.
Consider it done.
I'll consider it done when I've got it.
Sounds good. I'd appreciate the company.
Not as much as I'd appreciate coming back in one piece. I don't like going above ground unless there's no other option. But here we are, with our options dwindling quickly. Not to put more pressure on you, but we have to move quickly on this. Word is that the Brotherhood is nosing around the area. We don't want them getting the agitator before we do. Head on up to the relay, and I'll meet you there.
If you encounter a hazardous chemical spill, please alert the Facilities Division immediately.
Just as you gave life to Father, he gave life to many of us.
I know you'll achieve great things here. We all do.
Sounds like those raiders at Libertalia were quite a handful.
So you'll be the new director, huh? Father always did like to challenge our assumptions.
Allie.
So, what can I do for the future director of the Institute?
I'm good for now. Thanks.
Goodbye, then.
Good evening.
Brotherhood sure is here. Guess we'll have to go through them.
Aha! Found you! Glory.
Doesn't look like that'll get us anywhere. At least not without whatever card activates it. No sign of the agitator. We'll have to search the rest of the building.
Calm down, Noel. You knew that this was coming. I don't understand why you're acting this way.
Don't tell me to calm down, Carl. When we started designing the beryllium agitator, you said it would be for the benefit of mankind. Instead, I find out that you have been planning on turning it over to the military all along. You lied to me.
Don't give me that high and mighty attitude. Have you picked up a newspaper lately? There's a war going on out there, Doctor. And if our side's going to win, it needs all the help it can get.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. Since when did science start taking sides? What did they promise you, Carl? Money? Political favors? A goddamn medal?
That's enough. Like it or not, when the testing cycle is completed, I'm crating up the agitator and sending it off to Washington. Now, you have two choices. Either you can get back to work, or you can get the hell out of my building.
made that look easy. Seems we have a tail. Left anything useful for us? Blow the conduit! Now!
It's clever. I'll give them
Watch. You win. Again. Make it.
Yes.
No lock will stand before us.
How do I do it? That should do it. Elevator ought to have power again. Going down.
He's out there.
There's the reactor. Not a bad piece of work for its time.
Well, it looks pretty. I'll have to take your word on the rest.
Got it.
Guess they weren't so good at mitigating radiation back in those days.
Now cycling airlock. Please wait. Initiating decontamination sequence. Decontamination complete. You may proceed.
Everything we're looking for, the agitator. It should be in a port at the top of the reactor.
Security alert in the reactor chamber. Emergency lockdown initiated. Decontamination complete.
Lazy doll days, right?
Hostile detected.
Seems we have we're back in business. That got the blood pumping. Sensor, we sure do a lot of that. Winning, that is. I think we can watch. Insert something Shakespearean involving death.
Lockdown ended.
These guys just don't know when they're beaten, do they?
Brotherhood's famously stubborn.
I'll help the synths buy some time. Make sure you get back to the Institute with the agitator.
Who's there?
Taking fire!
Detected. Curious.
New business model. We team up with a mortuary. You see where I'm going with this, right?
Going up. Executive Suite.
Something's out there.
Going down.
going up. A lot of us will have a hard time accepting an outsider as our next director. It won't be easy.
Dr. Fillmore?
I think that was enough excitement for, well, ever. Thank you, really. Couldn't have managed it without you. I'll make sure the agitator gets where it needs to go. I understand Father is anxious to get you involved in something else. You'd better not keep him waiting.
Remember to practice good sanitation habits at all times.
All systems nominal.
Be reasonable. I know you can hear me. Now open this door. What's the use? I'm as frustrated right now as I've ever been. I just can't believe this.
What's going on?
Dr. Higgs and Dr. Loken have decided to protest your appointment as Father's successor. They've taken control of the bioscience security systems and cut off our food supply.
Have they made any demands?
Not yet, but I expect they'll...
Maybe I can reason.
I believe I can help. I can unlock the maintenance. From there, you should be... If you can't reason with them, that should give you some options. Just please, try to talk to them. Here we are. Just give me a moment. There, it's unlocked.
Attacking human.
I thought I heard something. Made it past the guards, Impressive.
Hey, Doc.
If you've come to change our minds, then you're wasting your time.
I know you're angry, but there's a better way to handle this.
Oh, you're wrong. You see, I've tried. Let's see if anyone...
Father believes in me. The least you can do is give me a chance.
How could you hope to lead us when you hardly know anything about what we do? I'm sure you will, but you must see that it's an impossible task.
I'm under no illusion that this will be easy.
Your determination is admirable, if misguided. The truth is simply this. You have no idea what it means to be the director of the Institute.
Can't you at least give me a chance?
A chance? What do you think, Max?
Even the most fastidious researcher must sometimes take a leap of faith. I say let's give it a try.
Very well, then. Open the door, let's return to the fold.
Abort command override and resume normal functions. You have a lot to learn if you're really going to be the next director of the Institute.
Bravo! I admit I was fearing for the worst, but I can see that I underestimated you.
I'm just glad they listened to reason.
Indeed. There is one further matter to discuss. Obviously, some kind of disciplinary action must be taken here. The question of what form it takes is up to you.
There's no need to drag this out. I believe they learned their lesson.
Your compassion and understanding speak well of you. I'll take that holotape back. I also wanted to offer you something as a more personal expression of gratitude. I know that your work often takes you to the surface where supplies are scarce. I gathered these items together for you. I think you'll find them useful.
From what I hear, that rogue scent at Libertalia is
additional
a
pain,
real menace.
Not that I can express. I feel quite well.
Interesting. How's your energy level? Feeling any fatigue?
No more than I'd expect from a man of my age.
I see. You're sticking to the regimen?
Yes, Doctor. Taking all my little pills.
I see. And you've been getting extra rest?
Are there many more of these questions?
Okay. Any additional pain or tenderness?
Not that I've noticed. I feel quite well.
Okay.
Yes,
You wanted to see me?
I understand mass fusion was a success, despite interference from the Brotherhood of Steel.
We handled them just fine.
That's what Dr. Fillmore reported. I'm quite pleased at the results. It would have been a terrible setback to lose that technology to those savages. The Brotherhood's intervention must be placed in a larger context, however, given their penchant for hoarding technology. Future conflict with them is guaranteed. We are, after all, keepers of the most advanced technology in the Commonwealth, if not beyond. It also cannot go unnoticed that there were concerns within the Institute about your allegiances. I, of course, never doubted your commitment to our cause. I'm proud of you, regardless. The brother... And look at me. Rambling. I'm wasting time. You're needed elsewhere.
Whatever it is, I can take care of it.
I certainly hope so. This situation, I'm afraid, is something of your creation.
If I've done something to jeopardize the Institute, I'll fix it. You have my word.
I have no doubt that you will. But it's nothing quite so. While you were assisting Dr. Fillmore, a second team was sent out to invite someone from the Commonwealth to join the Institute. Apparently, there was some miscommunication, and this individual called for help, which arrived in the form of your Minutemen. My understanding is that no shots have been fired. I need you to go there and speak to your Minutemen gathered out. Dr. Thompson is on site, and he will be your primary contact. I know you can resolve this situation. But it is of paramount importance that this...
They'll listen to me. I'll figure...
Believe me, I all...
Hi, how are you?
What's going on here?
You're an unexpected surprise. We could use these Institute bastards aren't getting away. We don't know quite what we're up against, but it's good you're here to help. How did you hear about this?
You've done good work.
Thank you. Sir, so, how do you want to play this? We thought about trying to lure them out here, since it'd be easier to kill them, but then we realized we probably ought to storm them.
Right.
That makes sense, right?
No one is going to do anything. Tell your men to stand down.
I don't... Are you kidding me? If we don't do something now, they're gonna take that poor guy wherever it is they go. And we'll have failed. Again. Are you gonna order the attack or not?
This whole thing is just a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding. Can't wait to hear this. Explain to me how this is a misunderstanding.
You don't have all the information. I do, and I'm telling you this isn't what it looks like. That man's not in danger.
There's a lot of delicate things at play here. You'd better be right. If you're not, that man's life is on your head. I'll have my men stand down. But you'd better get in there and make sure you're right.
Oh, thank God you're here. I was starting to worry we might not make it out of this mess.
Everything's taken care of. You're safe.
Good. Good. It was bad enough that Wallace started giving us trouble, but then he called in those savages.
The Minutemen were only doing what they felt was right.
Well, from here it looked like they were out for blood. And if you hadn't arrived, I think they might have gotten it. Can we just get on with this, please? I know he's potentially important to Phase 3 and all, but I'm not sure it's worth putting ourselves in harm's way.
If he's really important to the Institute, then it's worth it.
You're right, I suppose.
And we'll do whatever we can to help.
I know they've been keeping an eye on him for years. Not sure how they originally found him, but probably don't want to know. But once they realized how smart he was and what an asset he could be for Phase 3, they watched pretty closely. I think they even fed him scientific material from time to time to see how good he was, you know, testing him, to see if he was Institute material. Let's just get Wallace and get out of here.
No argument from me. Let's go.
Right. There's just, well, there's a slight problem. I was thinking...
No problem. I
hope so.
Broken. Mr. Wallace, I'm here to talk to you.
You're another one of them, aren't you? Are you a robot?
Please try and relax. I know this is an unusual situation.
No! You're here to kidnap me. That's what you people do, isn't it? If you even are people. I've heard all the stories. I know exactly what happens to people when the Institute shows up. Well, it's not happening to me.
Hey, just calm down, okay? I just want to talk to you.
Fine, fine. What do you want from me?
The Institute needs your help, Mr. Wallace. It's as simple as that.
My help? With what?
The Institute has an engineering problem that your scientific expertise could help solve. In exchange for helping us out, you'd be granted access to the most advanced research facility imaginable. Whatever research you wanted to perform, anything, it's possible there. I promise. You'd be safe and secure in a way that's completely impossible anywhere else.
You'd be helping us create a better world.
That sounds good. Okay, fine. I'll go.
You must be pretty excited being named the next director. Okay. I think we've got this under control now. Thanks. I mean, thanks for the assist.
Hey, I'm here to help.
I really mean it. I'll see you back in the...
There's no need to gloat. I'm man enough to admit that I lost.
Dietary changes.
What are you talking about? They're acting the same as they do every day.
They may look docile, but I assure you, that is not the case. You can tell by their posture. They look anxious.
Your presence here is a great gift, not just to Father, but to all of us.
Ah, there you are. I cannot express how pleased I am. Our new guest is familiarizing himself with his surroundings. Yet he's already pointed out several inefficiencies in our methods. With his help, Phase 3 will be ready in no time. And it's all thanks to you.
A lot of work went into this before I even arrived. Just how close are we?
It shouldn't take long at all. The facilities division.
Right.
There is one more part for you to play. It is time to announce our presence to the Commonwealth. To request that they...
Sure. What kind of announcement are we talking about?
A broadcast. An announcement to the Commonwealth as the incoming... We've prepared some remarks for you to record. Use the microphone here and follow...
For years now, you have suspected that the Institute still exists, that we are among you. It's true. But it's not the whole truth. We are here, and we are...
I want to avoid a potential high-risk situation.
here to help. Our superior technology represents the future of the Commonwealth. Today, we activate our nuclear reactor, ensuring that we will persevere long after the world above ground ceases to exist, ensuring that mankind has a future. We have no desire to interfere in the unimportant details of your daily lives. We simply insist that you do not interfere with Institute operations. To do so would result in unnecessary difficulties for all parties. Rest easy. Know that the future is in safe hands, and that mankind will thrive under our guidance.
Well, that was... interesting. Perhaps not what we originally intended, but it will certainly get your point across. Now it's time to make sure that everyone hears it. How would you feel about making a little trip to Diamond City?
I could use some fresh...
A quaint phrase.
Mm-hmm.
The radio station in Diamond City. If we'd like the people to hear what we have before we preempt their broadcast, we need to... I've been assured that the necessary parts are on site. You'll just need to install them to boot. Report back when you're done. We should be ready.
You hear about the battle between the Brotherhood and the Institute? The one at Bunker Hill? A bunch of people got killed or something. Total bloodbath.
No patient.
Hi. There.
Travis.
Don't break my stuff if you don't mind. Hey, I mean, hi. Again, hi? Hi.
I'll need to find those radio parts. Okay.
I don't.
Let's try this.
Okay.
Maybe this goes here.
This is why. This is why.
All right. In you go.
This radio station, well, you'll notice there aren't any other ones. So,
Enjoy your trip to the big city. It's done then? The transmitter has been modified.
Everything is in place. It's ready to go when we are.
Good. Once the reactor is online, we'll cut into their broadcast. I'll let you do the honors. This, my friends, is the moment we've all worked towards. After all your effort, the time has finally come to start our reactor. No longer will we be forced to compromise to survive. No more will we need worry about outpacing our resources. My mother and I couldn't be more proud of what you have helped us accomplish. And we look forward to achieving even greater things in the future. The Institute is now truly mankind's best hope. Thank you. All of you. After all those years of hard work, here we are. We've arrived. Look what you've made possible.
Now that the reactor works, what's next for the Institute?
We'll get to that. There's more work to be done before the Institute's future is guaranteed. The Directorate has convened a meeting about how to proceed. I'm not going to attend. You should be there as Director.
Sleep is such a waste of time. I'd rather be designing more efficient plasma emitters.
I wasn't expecting you to let us live. That's all right.
Sometimes Quentin is really mean to me, but my mom says I have to be nice anyway.
Hey, sweetie.
Hi. Isn't it wonderful here?
It's great
I'd be
to
the
have
first
you
to
here.
welcome you, ma'am. We're looking forward to working with you.
I'm happy to be here, Dr. Fillmore. I hope I do the position justice.
I'm sure you will.
Right now, we're all here because it's finally time to stand up for ourselves.
Let's not be dramatic, Justin.
There's nothing dramatic about it. We're in a position to push back, to assert ourselves here. That's what we've talked about all along.
To bring you up to speed, obviously there are groups in the Commonwealth that stand in opposition to the Institute's goals. With the reactor now online, we have the ability to not only expand synth production, but to project power to a much greater degree.
Where are you going with this? What's the Institute's goal?
Well, the Directorate has agreed that steps must be taken to ensure our safety in the long run.
Let's not beat around the bush. The Directorate has agreed that the Brotherhood of Steel needs to be eliminated.
As the incoming director, we felt it important to inform you of the decision and get your thoughts on it. So, where do you stand?
I think the last thing the Institute needs now is to make things worse. We should be trying to avoid conflict, not starting it.
I would love to see that big airship fly off over the horizon, but it's not gonna happen. The conflict is already upon us. Unless we end it now, it's only going to get worse.
We really don't have a choice. If we're to emerge from this the victors, we need to move quickly. As director, it's up to you and how we focus our efforts in achieving this goal. We'd like your input on what direction we should take. Do we increase synth production or focus on weapons development?
What would the results of this choice be? I'd like to make a well-informed decision.
Well, if we increase synth production, we'd be able to deploy more of them to the Commonwealth to aid in our operations. Weapon development would improve the weapons we have available to us now, making our synths more effective in the field. Which would you prefer we focus on?
I've seen enough to know that weapons are the key to winning wars. Let's focus on weapons development.
As you wish. The advanced systems folks will get to work immediately. That's all we have for the moment. I believe Father wished to speak with you once our meeting concluded.
Being the director of the Institute is a serious commitment. I hope you understand that.
We're making real progress. Thanks to you. Good to see you.
Nothing to report, ma'am.
Surplus power should translate to increased efficiency and productivity.
Ah, there you are. You've met with the director. I assume they made their intentions known? It was difficult for them to reach the decision to engage in open hostility. What about you? You agree with their decision?
I think it's a mistake to lash out at anyone.
It should be clear by now that if we wait, we will be destroyed. Acting swiftly is the only way to secure our position.
You know, Mother, it's no secret that you worked with the Railroad in order to first reach the Institute.
The depth of your involvement with them has been called into question repeatedly. I'm sure you can guess by whom. The question is, where do you stand with them now? Do you count them amongst your allies?
I can't lie. They are allies.
Well, I appreciate your honesty. I won't ask for details. I'm sure I don't want to know. But these people, with their twisted ideology, they seek to undermine everything the Institute stands for. Surely you can see that.
How do you know what their goals are? You've never tried to engage with them.
I've dealt with them far longer than you have. I've seen what they're capable of, the lengths to which they'll go to achieve their objectives. Surely you can see that you can no longer work with them. That the time has come to put an end to them, for our sake, for our future. I'm afraid this is an order. The Railroad leadership needs to be eliminated. I expect a report when it's done.
Des has something urgent for you.
Something on your mind? You don't look so good.
The Institute has ordered me to kill you. All of you.
I guess they consider us a real threat after all. I suppose we should be flattered. So really, the question is, what are you going to do about it?
course I'm not going to go through with it. So how do I deal with it?
Well, that's a relief.
It's unfortunate things have progressed so fast. You need to stall them. Buy time any way you can. And step up your operation with Patriot. That's all we can do. Good luck.
We've been making the rounds, doing the job. It's time you learn the big secret. Everyone thinks that Desdemona is the big boss. She calls the ops, gives the rah-rah speeches, but it's just an act. She does what I tell her to because the railroad, it's my show. It's been that way since I founded it.
I'm not so sure about that.
Like I said, the big secret. We've come a long way since the beginning. We've done a lot of good, saved a lot of sins. But we're about more than that. We are the last and only line of defense between the Institute and the Commonwealth. Hell, maybe even the world.
You've lied to me at least once. This is just more of the same.
Yeah, you got me. But you're gonna hear the same sort of lies elsewhere. There's other organizations out there, and in time, I'm sure they're gonna spoon-feed you their own patented form of bullshit. Ignore the verbiage and look at what they're doing, what they're asking you to do, what sort of world they'd have you build, and how they're gonna pay for it.
So what's the railroad's deal?
We're not about saving the world. Too big a job for too few. But we're trying to make it a better one synth at a time. And care about the little guys, maybe lend a hand on the side. Not as much as some would like, but hey, it's something. But the real question is, what do you think of us? And at the end of the day, you'll need to make a choice. Make it the right one.
We've got an emergency. Glory spotted a courser near Dayton Safe House.
Another courser? Oh man, our number may already be up.
We were hoping Bunker Hill bought us some time, but the Institute's continuing to dismantle our operation.
Is the situation that bad?
Whenever we spot a courser, everyone hides. We hide deep, we hide long, until we know we're safe. We've never stayed around to see how fast the Institute can find and kill us all. So we're treading new ground here.
All that if you spot a single courser?
It sounds extreme, but we've paid dearly for that bit of wisdom. Every time a courser is spotted, death and destruction follows.
Can I lend a hand?
Yes. Ticonderoga Safe House has gone dark, and I need you to check it out. Hopefully this is a milk run. But if you do find a courser there, kill it. If there's no survivors, then your cover remains intact.
Is this really worth risking my cover?
Glory needs to evacuate Dayton, and you're the only other And if we don't use you now, soon there won't be any...
I'll take care of it.
Get to it then. Glory, pick your team.
I could use the dock. Mr. Smiley, too.
Done. Grab anything you need from Tinker Tom.
Anything?
It's not open season, yet. But take what you need.
Oh, I will.
Everyone, we may have to evac on a moment's notice. Stay alert.
Desdemona.
If Tycon falls, we'll be running out of places to hide since.
Deacon's record is the best. You could learn a lot from it.
Intruder identified. This is a restricted area. Your arrival wasn't in the mission briefing. This irregularity will be reported to Justin Ayo.
You know who I am, so tell me, what are you doing here?
Intelligence indicated this is a railroad base. Perimeter breached and all hostiles eliminated. Currently maintaining surveillance.
The SRB sent me to check on you. See if you need help.
Mission proceeding according to plan. Ambush set for railroad targets. Prepared to reclaim any...
We got fun time incoming. Tell your friends you dead back. Go ahead, run.
Thrust to the downside.
Attack efficiency decrease.
Back before I met you, I'd go whole days without
I
massacring a
will
bunch
limit
of
the pain I inflict
Honest.
if possible.
You're going down. That's menacing, right?
Institute protocol. Eliminating hostile.
He's going to lecture me when I get home. Sorry, pal.
Terminating any hostile life form.
Don't mean to make you nervous, but I don't think we're alone.
Please stand still.
Riding time. Anything interesting on him?
H-222 made it out of the Commonwealth. It's a tradition to down a glass for your first successful run. Well done.
Ticonderoga was wiped out by coursers. No survivors.
They got high-rise too, Des.
All hands lost? God damn it, that's not the news I wanted to hear. Now we're in a race. Can we free the synths before the Institute wipes us out?
Hey, we've survived this.
Here's hoping. With Tycon down, we're short-handed. If you could spare time from your primary mission, the others could probably use some help.
The DIA. Shit, man. The cache you found has some real serious high tech. But the creme de la creme is ballistic power weed. Lightweight, serious stopping power. And it looks just like normal clothing. I got some in stock now. But oh, give me some time. I got all sorts of ideas.
Let's take a look.
Take a look.
Desdemona.
High Rise was a good man. So many good men. I don't want to talk about Blackbird. Carrington is sure to give me an earful about it.
Glad you're with us.
All processes are busy.
Ham.
Processing. Agent. Fixer. Your arrival was not calculated.
That's a strange way to say.
Temporarily unable to preliminary adjust. I was.
Well.
Introductory to I provide.
What? That's amazing.
Caution. Biological.
Even if you're wrong sometimes?
Repeat. Caution. Operation Weary. What is your point?
I'm from Vault 111, if that's...
Accessing. Vault 111. Conversation terminated. Pending.
Establishing Mercer Safe House is a sign we're on the road to recovery. Thank you for that.
Don't eye the Brahmin if you got any sense.
What the?
I heard something. isn't cheap. You crazy. Can we just pay you to play?
Just one day I'd like to not get shot at.
Put your hands up.
Think a Commonwealth boy's gonna give up that easy?
That was some luck.
I was hoping they'd all be dead by now.
Don't eye the Brahmin if you got any. Let's do this!
Should have just run. Stick to the roads, and you got a better chance of surviving.
Doc.
Tell the good doc what's wrong with you. Spend your caps, and I'll make it all better.
Actually, I need some supplies for the road.
I got loads of stim...
Too many miles on the road.
At least the pay is terrible.
Keep
There we go.
You and Tinker Tom should compare notes.